Hi, everybody. Tashi here from Piximommy's Reborns. Welcome back. And to everybody new, hello and welcome. So it's been a few days. Kind of missed my mark of getting a video out maybe every day or every other day. But as some of you know, I've been super busy and preoccupied finishing creating this little one. So you are all looking at, and drum roll please for his name, because this will be his official name announcement for YouTube. This is Elliot Pixie. I guess I'm giving kind of all the babies that I will create here the middle name Pixie or last name Pixie for obviously Piximommy's Reborns. So speaking of Piximommy's Reborns, I'll remind you all now to go and smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And I will also mention before I get started sharing more of this little one and his details that my channel does also have a membership. You can find the blue join button next to subscribe, or there's always a link in the description below, as well as a link to follow me on Instagram if you would like to see photos of all of my babies, and I'm quite active on Instagram. I'll tell you more about membership later. Let's get looking at this little guy. Now, you've seen him before in the last video, as a matter of fact. I did introduce him after I was finished painting him because I was so excited, as I was with my first baby that I shared with you, which is Sabian, the Pip Sculpt by Cassie Brace. And Elliot is the Stanley Oliver sculpt by Chenza Dolls. So he is a Down syndrome baby. So I just, love that about him. But I mean, look at this baby. There's just nothing not to love about this little face. So you all saw him paint, bald. You all saw him complete. Now his hair's a hot mess. I'm gonna fix it up in this video because what I'm gonna do is change him while chatting with you all. And then after I change him, I'll brush up his hair and I'll take you all off of the tripod so that you can see some details of this little bub. I don't think I need to say too much about how much I love this baby, especially to all of you that do know me and have been following my channel. But for those of you new, oh my gosh, well, he's just quite the character. This baby has such amazing energy and just makes you feel so happy, when you look at him. And I think that he just captures the the energy of a person or baby with Down syndrome so perfectly. I think Chenza did just such an amazing job on this sculpt. Like, I don't even know that I could put it into words how incredible she is in the character, as well as just her sculpting of a baby in general, which is quite amazing. And he's just extremely detailed, super cuddly, just he's perfection. I would not change one thing about this sculpt, about this baby. He's absolute perfection. He is the third baby that I have created. To those of you that are new, I am a doll collector, and I just recently, after 4 years of collecting, 3 years on YouTube, decided to finally take my plunge and journey, which I had kind of always been planning since the beginning, to start creating babies for myself. As many of you know that are in the hobby, It is an expensive hobby. It can be quite an expensive hobby. And it's nice if you could create your own. And even if you've kind of got a nice cash flow, whatever, um, the rewards of enjoying the fruits of your labor and the journey. If you like, painting, if you enjoy, the art of it, it's just incredible. I mean, it's just an indescribable feeling. When I create, or it's been so far. Oh, and now, so a lot of you inquired, and there has been quite a few folks that have inquired, because I'm sharing him and saying this is the third baby I've created. And folks are asking and saying, well, did I miss the second? Where, you all only saw Sabian. The second baby I fully completed, but and I guess I'll take the time to let y'all in on my channel's membership. Inside my channel membership is everything behind the scenes. I'm sharing my entire journey, not only in collecting, but in now my journey of painting. And I'm really vlogging in there, every like play by play from what's going on, to steps that are planned in the future, babies coming up, everything from mohair to eyes to paint to rooting needles to just, all of it is in there, in me sharing my, experience, from buying supplies to this, that, and the other. It's all in there, folks. The second baby I created, I intentionally bought a kit that was on sale, and bought it for a quote practice baby. Like, some people will buy like practice head or limbs or whatever, and the sale price of the kit was, to where I was like, well, I can just get a kit and kind of have myself not only a quote practice baby, but have a almost dry run. I just a whole practice turn of creating an entire baby from start to finish. So I did that, rooted, painted, rooted, the whole shebang, just to bring myself again, like just give myself the experience from start to finish of creating whole babies. So that baby, my members have seen. And if you're interested in supporting my channel, coming in and having some fun, it's just a lot of fun in there. I do my exclusive live streams in there. There's exclusive content in there. It's just a bit cozier, and I can answer, or other members, because we have, collectors and artists from seasoned to beginners and in between, that kind of just, chat, help each other out, help me out. And so if you have questions, because sometimes I will get questions that is more than what I can just type out and answer in a comment, and so anyway, in membership, I will do, if I get any questions, and usually it's something that more people will benefit from knowing, so I would just like make a video to answer. So it's like stuff like that. Anyways, enough about that. And I do most of the babies that I create and my collection and everything, as you all know, I share out here with you, and tons of information. I have a playlist up, that's I believe it's introduction to the reborn hobby on my channel. That's, all videos all lined up for you all that possibly may answer a lot of your questions, especially to anyone that's new. So there's just, lots for everyone here in general. So let's get back to this little bulb, because of course I'm making this forever. And you know what? I'm going to just stick this little Kate Quinn sleeper on him because it was in the bassinet when I was taking Bindi out and moving this over to film. I must have been gonna change somebody into it and never did. So it was just here, and I think the color looks really nice. So that's what I'm gonna put on him. But excuse me, you all, if you hear my voice move away. I am just grabbing, I want to put a onesie on him because normally for a real baby that, I dress like dolls for like the realism, and a real baby, it's kind of chilly on Long Island, New York this evening, and so I would put a nice organic soft onesie, bamboo onesie, and this on a baby and wrap them up, a little newborn baby. So I want to talk about Down syndrome. I want to, you know, touch on like the myths or old wives' tales or things that have changed for people with Down syndrome. But I don't want, this video is already going to be long, so I think I'm going to do that in the next video, talk about Down syndrome in itself, because there's just so much to learn, and not everybody knows or is up to date on, syndromes like Down syndrome, and other special needs and things like, I think a lot of people are still under the assumption that Down syndrome people live a very short lifespan of a very, sad existence, and well, that might have been, 50 years ago, but so would have did people that had like manic depression or bipolar or even ADHD and things like that, to a moderate to severe degree. Those people were locked up in asylums. Like I might have been locked up in an asylum. Half of us might have been, I don't know. Obviously the world changes, and with modern technology and healthcare, for mind, body, and soul, we learn better how to take care of people, of human beings. So the lifespan of somebody with Down syndrome these days is about 60. And, and none of us are guaranteed to even tomorrow, no less, 60 or so. So, it's, yeah. But I want to go into like detail, or maybe even we'll have a live stream. I do my live streams normally in the Pixie Squad. It's pretty much once a month. I guarantee a live stream. I have to do this. I owe them this month. It's getting kind of, towards the end of the month, but a lot of times I will do pop-ins, and, so I'm in more often doing pop-ins and stuff. But maybe the Pixie Squad shall invade, public YouTube, and we'll come out here and have a live stream, chat with you all, because I would love to chat back and forth with you all, answer any questions, share more of this little bub and the journey that I've taken creating him, which I took a different journey creating Sabian, my first baby. I even took a journey creating the second baby that I'm actually not quite sure at this point, because the baby is painted really beautifully, and just a really cute sculpt. It goes to show kind of how much the sculpt means to us as collectors, of how connected we are and what our preferences are, and like what we're drawn to in a sculpt. Because I don't have the connection with that baby that I do per se with sculpts that I have, chosen that I really, really want. But it's been an amazing journey with him. And so deeply emotional, and possibly because of my ADHD. I hyper focus, and I don't mean hyper focus for like hours. I mean, I can hyper focus for days or even weeks. I almost can go on like a bender. And I do that with a lot of things in life when I'm like in the thick of like even my business. I'll take like days and days and days and really like bang out a project and just go day and night on like coffee and a couple squares of chocolate and like boom, I'm gone. I'm MIA. My friends that know me well and my family, of course, know like, oh, don't worry about Tasha if she's not answering. You don't hear from her for a stretch of, how many days, because they all know no news is good news. I'm just doing my thing, and if there's something wrong, they're going to hear from me type of thing. But I do tend to do that, and I certainly did that with him as I did the other babies. I did that like for a stint of painting him. Then I took a breath, enjoyed him for a couple days bald, and then I went straight back in and boom, rooting him. Guys, I think I'm going to leave him in this onesie because I want to take some pictures. He looks so cute. I think baby blue is like a really nice color on him with his hair and stuff. So let's get to his hair and a little bit of his details. Let me spray his hair, because when I tell you his hair is a mess, like I just plopped him down and he was in the state of, I was so exhausted this morning. I snapped a couple pictures that I could to like get them up and announce that he was quote born. And then in like literally in the middle of like messaging with friends, I just fell asleep with him right in my arms. So his hair is like mussed up, like been sleeping in my arms, literally. You would think I would have just like spruced him all up perfectly to present him to you all, but I give y'all the real deal. So, his hair looks absolutely amazing. I'm really, I'm like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? Because, I'm brand new at this. But I was and am so determined. It took me so many days not only to root him, but I mean, it literally took me an entire night, probably 12 straight hours, or maybe 8 straight hours, whatever. Just cutting his hair, because I would take a little off, I would sit, I would look, I would let it dry, I would walk away, come back. Like, I just wanted it to achieve a certain look, which I absolutely did. I got the swirl, which he does have curlier hairs and lighter hair, so you don't see it as much as you do with darker hair babies, but there is actually a quite perfect swirl on his head, which I am pleasantly surprised, amazed, whatever you want to say. And he is rooted with premium mohair, very high quality premium mohair. He's mono rooted. Micro rooted. He's not quite well, some places it's mono, just one hair, but he's micro rooted, just a few hairs at a time. All right, it fixes better when I really fuss with it. This is hair, because it has the wave, the curl to it, that you do have to style and do. It's not that hair, it's the quality of, but it's not, it's just a different type because it's, got the curl to it. And it's also a little bit more fine. It's more of a baby fine hair than the hair that is like just silky, that you just wipe your hand over and it's like done. You don't have to fuss with it. This is actually finer than that. So which is kind of what I wanted, was just a more, I don't know. I just wanted the little character in him. So this is his. Oh, you know what? Let me show you the back of his head, because once I lay him down, it's going to be, and I did like the extra red in the back there in the painting, so you can see it through the hair, because I wouldn't necessarily consider this a sparse rooting, but it's not super, super thick either. I wanted you to be able to see some scalp and some of the painting underneath, which I just kind of love that, because the shape of the sculpt, his head is right there where he would be laying. So, um, oh, he's so flat. This is now officially the snuggliest, cuddliest, sculpt that I own. He is just holy melt in your arms kind of, sculpt. It just really, seriously. And I have some pretty super cuddly babies, but he definitely takes the cake. I think he takes the cake in everything. He is my absolute favorite baby. I'm getting, my phone is like a Christmas tree. My social media is like a Christmas tree. I did put a post on Instagram, but I do want to say a like huge, huge, humble thank you to you all. Like, it's literally bringing tears to my eyes. Like, I have gotten so many inquiries since Sabian. Actually, I got a lot when Sabian was born, and just one's really starting to come in as I posted him, of folks, either asking for, i.e., him or Sabian, or folks that don't know me, just like thinking, do you do customs or this or that? Now, I normally get a bit of that just because of my photos as a collector. I think sometimes on Instagram, people just see the cute babies. They don't take time to read your biography to see you're a collector, not an artist. Anyway, but I have definitely gotten like a lot coming in on the first babies that I've created and shared, and inquiries on future babies and all of that. And I am so like humbly grateful. I am so just, it's such a huge compliment, and you all are just amazing. Right now I am just a collector, learning to reborn, and creating some babies for my collection. That was always my intention, and that's certainly my start. And I don't know where the future will bring me, but all I could say is just stay tuned to my channel. Obviously my membership in there, everyone's gonna see and know everything in there first. But either way, eventually it all trickles on down out here. And just just stay tuned to that. I'm not answering like all of the messages coming in, and as many of you that follow me know, I you know after being here for a while and on YouTube for a while, I just wasn't able. I just got so overwhelmed with inquiries coming in, or whatever, just, so I just don't have the notifications on. Like, I don't take, all those messages, but I just figured I would say it out to everyone. Look at this happy face. That I really do appreciate your like interest, and, just like, wow. It's like, wow, that anybody would even want, oh, a baby that I've created, let alone like that I'm brand spanking new. Um, I really don't know if it's just how much love and the journey that I've put in that is making me love the two babies so much. But I'm a pretty picky collector, and I'm like so happy. I am so happy with him. I would not, this baby is just, forget about it. You would have to pry him out of my cold, dead hands. So anyways, but I worked really, really hard and was very, very determined to, get it right and create him exactly how I would want him. And members know a little secret. And if they missed it they'll know soon. But anyways, all right, folks, I have chewed your all's ears off. Here are some details of this little bub. I don't know if I'm getting in close, but yeah, I got his little toesies. I went with a little bit more, he's still like rashy and stuff because, and mottled, very mottled. That's the way that I like my babies. But I actually went a lot more subtle on him. Like, his hands and feet aren't like bright red, and, I tried to not be so heavy-handed, because he's not a preemie. And to me, because he's kind of got that smile on his face, and what is it, between like 1 and 3 months, he looks like a 1-month-old about to me. So he's not like fresh born to me. So I painted him, a little more, subtly, as far as like he doesn't have like milk bumps and lanuga and stuff, because, I feel like he's not a brand new sculpt. And I focus those details on other things, like his beautifully painted and rooted eyelashes, framing of his face and highlights. His hair has 2 colors of premium mohair. I just was very selective in rooting him. I even took out a little patch that I just didn't like the way it was going. So anyway, I just focused those details into other things about him, because, each baby is different, each sculpt is different, and, different, moment frozen in time and age and all of that. And there's actually a story behind his eyes, which is in membership. Do boo-boos. Look at you, boo-boos. I just want to eat him up. I do. Look at you looking at me. You just, like, you can't help but just talk to him. It doesn't, just love him and treat him like a baby, because he just looks so real and he looks so happy. Yes, you do. So to all of you Stanley Oliver mamas out there, your boys and girls have a little cousin here, and Elliot is super excited to be here and be part of the crew and in our reborn community. And I am just very humbly grateful for all of your support. That means the world to me, and that energy that you all give me, and that, positive energy and all of that encouragement, it goes into, I feel like you are all a part of, like, everything I create and everything I do, and I just love y'all so much. Another topic that I'm going to get to hopefully over the weekend or next week is how much I do appreciate you, all of you. And while I was painting and rooting I was listening to some YouTube. I was doing a lot of wildlife documentaries, shark documentaries, orcas, and things like that. But anyway, I also did some reborns, a couple box openings, tried to make a few rounds, and it played, so people I'm subscribed to, but it rolled on into a video that I was pretty like. I was just put off by, I guess. Not a drama thing or anything, but really, I feel bad, and I want to talk to you all about how important the viewers are here, but as well as why we're all on YouTube, and the diversity of channel creators that we have. So not all channel creators are going to answer, type an answer to everyone's comments. I mean, some channels you watch and you don't even get like a heart or anything. Who knows if they even read it? You watch things because you enjoy watching them. You leave a comment because you want to say you liked it, or add something. Sometimes viewers even have chats with one another. I see that a lot in the wildlife documentaries. Like, I follow those guys that fly the drones, and I mean, they're all in a community of drone flyers and wildlife enthusiasts and activists and stuff like that. They're not commenting on each other. They're not answering their comment. They're just, if I leave a comment, I'm not, the expectations. I guess it's more about the expectations of a channel creator. And I just, want to let you all know that, my viewers are really important to me. And there's many ways that we can express that, especially for those that don't have the time or the means or the wherewithal to physically answer every single comment. I do read all my comments. You all know that. I read every single one of them. All right, so we're going to get into, we got lots of topics to talk about coming up. So grab your coffees and hit your notification bells. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed meeting Sweet Elliot. And stay tuned for lots more. See you next time, everyone. God bless.